Okay, so this is like dev 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 vlog um season 1 episode 2.2. No, whatever. It does not matter what you want to call it because now I normally whenever I start, well, not normally, I haven't really established like the base point yet. But the way I did the other two is I started off with the code, just click around for a bit, and then I loaded it up. But this took so long to load because I haven't really implemented any other form of optimization. This is 16 chunks. This 16 by 16 by 2. So 16 that way, 16 that way, and then 2, and then down here it's 2 chunks. Which actually I should probably reduce that to 1 to reduce loading time, since there's not really any reason to have a world height other than 1. But yeah, I changed up the terrain generation a little bit, so now there's actually like mountains and stuff. Now it's way more mountainous than you would want, so that's probably gonna have to be changed. Um, yeah, it's real mountainous, and you got like room for lakes and stuff. And then if I just reset my view, holy crap, my bitrate is destroyed by all of the black frames. Okay, let's close that. Wow, it just takes a long time to close too. So let's change that, the world height to 1. Um, and then in textures, where did I? There it is. Couldn't find it for a second. Let's we do grass. Grass.png. I haven't actually implemented it yet, but it looks like that. Yes, I know it's basically just a rip off of Minecraft, but what are you gonna do? Sue me? Alright. Um, let's see. Hopefully the loading time is reduced by, because I changed the world height to 1. Do 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 Also, when we get into the world, there's something I want to point out that I didn't point out yet, but I'm just going to look at my phone until it loads. Any second now, it should load. I'm sure OBS. Oh, just. Oh God, what have I done? Oh, oh yeah, the RGB effect is still applied to the grass. I didn't turn that off, so now we just have like grass with multicolored. You guys like my red grass? My yellow. Well, yellow isn't really an abnormal grass color. Um. Okay, so remember, I halved the world height. So the world height, it's half. It's half. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Um, the world height is half. So imagine the time that it just took, and it doubled. That's how long it took load. To load before I started recording. So yeah, this is literally just 1 chunk tall. And it's only got, this is the max height. I think it's like 32. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not counting that. I ain't counting all that. But yeah, it's pretty nice. Okay, now what I wanted to point out, look at the FPS in the top. So if I didn't point it out before, this number up here at the, I don't know why I'm pointing, it's not like you can see my hand in the frame, but the number up here at the top of the screen, that's the FPS. Right now I'm on 30 FPS, alright, around 30. So before, in my previous 2 videos, you know how I was, in the first one, I think I was at like 900, something close to that, I think. And then the last one after I had gotten terrain generation and stuff working, it was closer to in between 500 and 300. Yeah, now we're at 30. 30. Now let's do some experimenting. And remember, this is increase the player speed too. I did increase the player speed. Okay, so let's have a 32 chunk by 32 chunk by 1 chunk area. This is gonna take a really long time to load, so I'm just gonna pause the recording until it's done. Okay. So it loaded, but like I ended up having to kill the process because it was like showing, and this should not be possible with the way that I have the thing set up that shows the FPS. It should not be possible because it's an integer. It's self.clock.get FPS. That's an integer, but somehow I swear to God, it was displaying as a floating point, which basically means it was decimal. Like it said like 0.56 whatever FPS, and it was so slow that I could not even tab out of it to unpause the OBS recording. So I ended up having to use my drop down terminal to kill the process, because like I couldn't even use my mouse because of how slow the thing was rendering. So I had to use my mouse, my drop down terminal to kill the Pi game, and yet it still says process finished with exit code 0. That exit code 0 means there was no errors in like the program shut itself down. The program did not shut itself down. It closes with exit code 0 whenever you hit escape or hold on, let me find it actually. I think it's in this tab. In this file tab. Yeah. So whenever you hit escape, the escape key, it sets the is running variable to false, which this while loop checks if is running is set to true. If it is true, then it handles events, it updates, and it renders. And if it's anything, if this while loop breaks, then a Pygame quits. Pygame is the Python library that we're using to actually render it, and then it system exit. These both show exit code 0, or I mean, only sys.exit shows exit code. Pygame.quit doesn't show an exit code, but it is an exit code. It just doesn't show in the terminal. They're both exit code 0, so that's whenever you have a successful quit. What's not supposed to happen is exit code 0 whenever I use the terminal to kill it. It should show like, I think it's like 295 or something. So something's a little off. Let's go back to normal world size. Actually, set that to 1. Set that to 10. Anyone who's not, or no, anyone who is a programmer who's watching this is gonna hate me for that one. Alright, this is still gonna take a while to load. It'll take less time than 16 though, because it's 10 by 10, not 16 by 16. I'm just gonna look on my phone. Oh, there we go. So yeah, my FPS up there, that was like showing you the decimal number. That is not supposed to happen. It is not supposed to do that. So yeah, this is my world. This is the longest dev vlog yet. Oh god, that looks horrible. That looks so weird because the scaling is not isometric. I don't know how to make it isometric. I kind of want to do it, but I'm not gonna. Be way too much work. Anyway, toodles. Okay, so like immediately, and this is like immediately immediately after I filmed that segment, I did like a little bit of research, just a little bit of research on how to do optimization using with the Voxel Engine. What I'm doing, it's it's weird and it hurt my brain, but I got it. So now theoretically we should be able to do the 16:2 world and not have incredibly long loading times like that. Theoretically. I haven't even tested this yet. I want to start recording before I test it. I'm not going to do that while I wait for this. Either the loading time is going to be decreased, which I don't think so, or the FPS is going to be increased. So like earlier it was like around 30, something like that, I think. So waiting for a thing to load, waiting for a thing to load. Doobity doobity doo boop. So I guess the loading time is not decreased. It's gonna be the FPS that is increased. Hopefully. Any second now. Oh crap, I just realized my desk fan was on this entire time, and it probably sounded like my computer was having a seizure. I checked the CPU usage though, actually. Oh! So I guess the FPS isn't increased either. Well, if we go to system monitor, we can, look at this real quick. Oh wow, look at that. Look how slow that is. That does decrease it, but my CPU is only 100% sometimes. And it's not actually using a lot of RAM. Which I don't know why. It should be using as much RAM as it needs. Yeah, so I guess it's a little bit better, but not really. FPS wasn't really an issue, earlier. Like, that wasn't really that big of an issue. Even whenever it got super low. I mean, was the loading time decreased? I don't actually know. Let's get an accurate comparison actually, because I never recorded the 16:2. Let's try 16:1 loading time. Because that's the one that I recorded. Oh god, I'm tired. It's 1:23 a.m. No, it's 12:23. I'm still getting used to having my clock be in 24-hour format. I literally cannot figure out how to change that anywhere in my settings. Dude, I'm gonna go back and compare the recordings whenever I splice these two clips. Looking at my phone while I wait for a thing to load. Ah, here we go. Whoa, what is... Please tell me it's... Oh yeah, okay, I was just inside. What was that last time? Not sure. Oh, this is definitely different. See, I think that whenever I make it higher, it actually adds the chunks to the top, not the bottom. Because on the other one, they're like peaks and stuff, and on this, it's just like way more flat surface area. Interesting. Yeah, put it on there. The FPS was a little higher though in the 16:1, which I guess makes sense because it's way less stuff that's actually rendering. One more thing I want to try, the 10 by 1. I want to try that real quick. And then alright, that did feel like less loading time from the other 10 by 1 that we did. But I'll see. We'll see. Also, I do want to try decreasing the chunk size, but this might break stuff way more. This might break stuff. So we'll just like half the chunk size. Oh, that decreased loading time a lot. Yeah, so the chunk size is only 16 boxes now, so I can actually count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, so 16 voxels, aka blocks, but you'll notice that there's also a lot more flat area as well. Oh yeah, also the size of the world is different because the chunk size determines how long the chunk is. So like this way, how long it is, and how wide it basically determines all of this. Like if you just look at the code and understand basic math, it's like the chunk area is the chunk size times the chunk size. You know, this area is you if you're watching this, you probably passed 3rd grade unless you're like a baby. Let's try having it one more time, and then also setting this to like 4. And then seeing how much loading time. Okay, so no loading time, but also tiny itty bitty world. Oh, it doesn't even have any like anything in here. It's just a bunch of chunks. Let me let's change this texture back to frame. That way we can get the colorful blocks again. And then the settings, we'll set that to 2, chunk size 4, and then yeah, okay, so this should have like hopefully like 0 loading time. Also I do have a backup for anyone that's trying to yell at me. I have a backup of the original settings, including my player speed. But yeah, let's give that a go. Pretty fast load time, itty bitty little chunk. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So yeah, this is like actually if we chunk size 1, growl type 1. So theoretically, this is actually going to return an error because of this line, I think. Probably. Yeah. Oh wait, what? Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, that actually has an error because of that. But what if 2? Little itty bitty chunk. Oh, okay, my FPS is back. Little itty bitty chunk. Alright, let's reset this to 32. Now, hear me out. I'm just breaking stuff. So this is just gonna be 1 chunk. BT dubs. Oh. Oh, interesting. Wait. Is this any different from what it would be if I just didn't do that? It's gotta be different. Like, it has to. Right? It's not. It's literally not different at all. Huh. Okay. I know I should know the explanation to this since, you know, I made the darn thing. But, like... Wait, did I ever use H chunk size? Oh, wait, yeah. the center is only used to determine where the player starts. So whenever you divide it by, whenever you do the double, the I guess like, you know what I'm talking about. With the two, it does that because that only determines like the player position. Like the only time this is used is to do the center XZ and the center Y, and the only time center XZ and center Y are used is in the player position. So changing this is only going to affect when the player starts. Which is why the world didn't look any different whenever I did that. Because H chunk size is never used anywhere. We just look at all the usages. 3 usages, and they're all in the settings. And then center XY is only used in the settings, or center XZ, and the center Y is only used right here. Wait, center Y is literally never used. Interesting. Oh wait, shit, that's for whenever we're doing the textures and we need to, like, it's hard to explain, but I'll show where it gets used for those non-believers. Yeah, it's pretty dope. Let me make sure that I have all my settings actually correct. Besides this player stuff, because I'm not changing that back until it's actually time to make an actual player, not just a camera that floats around. Actually, I do want to see how big I can reasonably get this. Like, if what if we just do 32 by 32? Say goodbye to my computer, because it's gonna die here. Alright, everyone. I'm gonna try not to talk too much, because I'm pretty sure I sound like a potato right now. Because of this. But it finally loaded. And if you'll do me a favor and rewind the video about 20 seconds, look at the time down on the bottom right here, and then go back to right now. I don't know what time it was. Like, I didn't check right before I started, but it's 12:46 now. And finally, our 32 by 32 world rendered. And we have 10 FPS. That is more than I can ask for. Like, oh my god. It's glorious. I don't know why I spawned all the way up there. Look at all the magnificent colors. Oh, and look at the frames too as I go down. Like the frame texture just does that weird little spirally. Oh my god. Dude, you have mountains and with like lakes inside of them. This is crazy. I want to go to the edge. I should have turned up my movement speed. I should have known that my movement speed would be too low. And to think this all just started with a little quad, like a little quadrilateral. Oh, I honestly thought this would be a little bit taller. I guess this is only one chunk tall. And it just spent like 20 minutes of rendering a bunch of empty chunks. I guess the optimization thing didn't work because it was supposed to prevent the rendering of empty chunks. Huh, interesting. Valuable data. This is crazy though. 20 minutes. I'm gonna say 20 minutes. I think it was something around that. Because I pointed out how it was 12:23 or something about my clock. I think shortly after I started this. So I'm gonna just say 20 minutes, but I'm probably wrong. 20 minutes of rendering gone to waste. I mean, I could have hit the escape button at any time to cancel the rendering, but I still would have had to wait for it to render for it to actually register that I hit the escape button. And I tried using my drop down terminal, and it just would not pop up whenever I was pressing the button. So yeah. Well, that's interesting. Toodaloo.